From our studio in Georgetown, this is the TV Delmarva Channel 14 News at 4.
Hello and thank you for tuning in to TV Delmarva Channel 14 News. Straight ahead, a shooting in Dover leaves one man in critical condition. Police are asking for the public's help in the investigation. A bill that would ban single-use plastics in restaurants has advanced in Delaware. A statement from the primary sponsor of the bill. And an Ocean City, Maryland liquor store is speaking out after an alleged thief is caught on camera. We spoke to the owner who shared the now viral video. These stories and more are coming up, but weather first with meteorologist Hunter Outen.
Hello and good Friday, Delmarva. Hope you enjoyed all the sunshine that we've seen across the region today and some nice comfortable temperatures at that. Taking a live look outside the TV Delmarva studios here in Georgetown. We got the sunshine. We do have a couple of fair weather cumulus clouds out there. All in all, a nice, warm, and dry day across the region. Currently 80 degrees here in Georgetown. Take a look at satellite and radar. You can see the fair weather clouds pretty much accompanying every single place here in the mid-Atlantic states, but that will change once we get into the overnight hours tonight because we will be seeing an increase in those low-level clouds, and then eventually we'll start having some rain chances going into Saturday morning, and then that will be continuing unfortunately throughout the weekend with multiple rain chances going into Saturday and Sunday. But the good news is much drier and warmer weather is on the way for next week. Let's have a look at those conditions elsewhere on Delmarva this afternoon. We still have some very nice temperatures out there. Currently 81 degrees in Salisbury, 79 in Pocomoke City. Definitely a little bit cooler in Ocean City at 72 degrees. Currently 78 in Easton and Centerville, 79 for Dover and Newark, and currently 80 degrees up north in Wilmington. Now we do have a fairly dry air mass in place. Dew points right now are only in the low 50s, but that will change in the next couple of hours once those clouds begin to increase tonight. Take a look at sustained winds, generally on average from the north and west between 5 and 10 miles per hour, but we have been seeing some wind gusts get over 15 at times. Currently 13 miles per hour here in Georgetown, 12 for Salisbury, 14 for Pocomoke City, 15 miles per hour for Centerville and Dover, and currently gusting to 16 in both Wilmington and Newark right now. Now we do have the chance for some showers throughout the weekend and maybe even an isolated thunderstorm as well once we get into Sunday. But the good news is we do have drier weather going into next week and even warmer temperatures getting back to near 90. Now I have all the details regarding your weekend forecast here in just a little bit.
Dover police are investigating a shooting that left a 20-year-old male in critical condition. The incident happened in the 100 block of South New Street just before 10 p.m. on Thursday night. Dover police say when officers arrived on the scene, the victim was lying on the roadway and officers began first aid until medics arrived. He was transported to Bay Health Kent with 8 gunshot wounds to his upper body. He remains in critical condition. Anyone with information on the shooting is asked to contact Dover Police at 302-746-7130 or Delaware Crime Stoppers at 800-TIP-3333. A Senate bill that would ban restaurants from using single-use plastics, polystyrene, and other non-biodegradable products in Delaware has advanced. Senate Bill 134 would ban single-use products such as coffee stirrers, straws, and sandwich picks. It was passed on Thursday by a narrow margin. In a Facebook post, State Senator Trey Parody, the bill's primary sponsor, says, quote, "Over the past several decades, the low cost of these products has made them very popular in our society, but today, many low-cost alternatives exist that are less harmful," end quote. He adds that as a coastal state with a vibrant tourism industry, that it's critical to our economy that our quality of life. We need to join other states that have already banned these products and set an example for our children to follow. Now, single-use plastics have been a target of problematic pollution across the country and the world. EarthDay.org reports that 380 million metric tons of plastic are produced every year, with many of those products containing carcinogens and other toxic materials. In addition, another 14 million tons of plastic, 14 million tons, ends up in the ocean. A recent study done in Delaware found that an average of 498 pieces of polystyrene per mile is littered on Delaware highways. The bill now goes to the House for consideration. Also passed in the Delaware House is a bill that would ban assault rifles in the first state. House Bill 450 passed by a 22-19 vote yesterday, which would ban certain guns in the state. Now, the bill goes before the state Senate for consideration. Now, while the bill was up for a vote, TV Delmarva spoke to the president of the Delaware State Sportsmen Association, Jeff Haig, who tells us that they plan to sue once the bill is signed into law.
You're dividing people into two camps. Law-abiding gun owners who are tired, sick and tired of having our rights attacked without even consulting with us. You know, I mentioned in the hearing yesterday, Matthew McConaughey said something. I didn't agree with everything he said in Washington, but I did agree with one thing. He said that we should take the 20% on the left that are way out there, the 20% on the right that are way out there, get rid of them, get the 60% in the middle together, and we'll come up with a solution. That's how it should operate, not the way it's being done on a national level and now on a state level. And it just, to me, it's so frustrating to see these bills get pushed through without any consideration for public comment. We knew, you see the writing on the wall. The governor releases a press release that says these bills will be on in House committee next week and will be on the agenda the following day and they'll be passed and sent to the Senate. Where's that say that we're going to take into consideration public comment?
The DSSA is calling for more what they call common sense action, saying that an unconstitutional ban would do nothing. Well, an Ocean City, Maryland video is trending after the video was posted to a Facebook page, and it shows a woman stealing a bottle of alcohol from the store. The alleged theft occurred on June 7th at the West O Bottle Shop and Bar in West Ocean City, Maryland. The video shows a woman putting a bottle of limon rachata into her purse. She then turns around and the video cuts. The owner posted on the viral Facebook post asking anyone who knows the fashionista to please ask her to return to the shop and pay for the item. The video has been viewed over 60,000 times. Owner Sarah Hambury spoke to TV Delmarva News about the now viral video. She tells us that the individual in the video may be tied to other liquor store thefts around Ocean City and that multiple police agencies are involved in the investigation. She says that they shared the video so other family-owned businesses won't suffer. Well, we wanted to hear from you, Delmarva, about your reaction to last night's primetime broadcast of the January 6th committee hearing. As you know, last night was the first in several committee meetings being held to detail findings from the panel's year-long investigation. Here are just some of the comments posted to our Facebook page. Bill says, quote, "Too bad for the Democratic Party. The only evidence presented at the Drumhead trial shows that the only conspiracy was between the Proud Boys and the Oath Breakers. Nobody plans an insurrection with no weapons." Peggy says, quote, "Deflections of everything that's wrong in our country. We as citizens can't keep up with inflation and Democrats know. So what do? Drag up through the streets again. Crazy." And Mike simply stated, yawn. Thank you to everyone who sounded off on this week's topic. The committee hearing is adjourned until Monday morning. Coming up, President Joe Biden spoke recently at the annual Summit of Americas being held in Los Angeles this year amid a decline in approval ratings. We get a full report as the news continues. Well, President Joe Biden spoke at this year's Summit of the Americas, but critics are pointing at what they see as a bad sign during the event. NewsNet's Frank McCaffrey has this report.
As we meet again today, in a moment when democracy is under assault around the world, let us unite again and renew our conviction that democracy is not only the defining feature of American histories, but the essential ingredient to America's futures.
The crowd in attendance in Los Angeles has seemed to be very enthusiastic about much of what Biden and other leaders are saying. Even critics of Biden see the event as having its strong points.
One of the things he focused on democracy, for example. And that's something that's eroding globally and also eroding in our hemisphere. And if you can strengthen rule of law throughout Latin America, but especially in Central America and Mexico, you're going to at least reduce the problem with migrants wanting to come to our border.
But at the same time, Jones says it will do nothing for the president's lagging approval ratings.
Because the vast majority of Americans don't really pay attention to what's going on in the world.
Now, with immigration still a hot topic and still very much haunting the Biden administration, it must be noted that the three nations that make up the Northern Triangle in Central America, as well as Mexico, refuse to attend. The president has been addressing the immigration issue at the event, commenting on a plan
to invest in regional solutions that enhance stability, increase opportunities for safe and orderly migration through the region, and crack down on criminal and human trafficking who prey on desperate people.
And that's one reason Jones believes the leaders of Northern Triangle nations in Mexico issued what she called a protest vote by not showing up. And she believes there's another reason the four nations did not answer the call to show up. The president's approval ratings are down.
If Biden were incredibly popular, they wouldn't be doing this. They wouldn't feel that it would be wise to tick off the president of the United States. So that's where his polling numbers and this summit intersect.
I'm Frank McCaffrey reporting.
Well, it could be a mixed bag of weather for the weekend. Let's get a preview of your pinpoint weather forecast with meteorologist Hunter Alton.
Sunny skies today will lead to an increase in cloud cover tonight with rain chances just after midnight. Now those rain chances will settle in for both Saturday and Sunday, where we do have the chance for some isolated thunderstorms as well, especially on Sunday. Drier and warmer weather is in store for the start of the new work week with temperatures approaching near 90 degrees. Now don't go anywhere, because when we come back, I'll have a look at your weekend forecast here on TV Delmarva, Channel 14 News. Alrighty, Delmarva, let's get ready to the pinpoint forecast for this weekend. And I know a lot of you will be heading down towards Ocean City for the air show, but unfortunately we do have some wet weather that will be on the way throughout much of this weekend, and beginning with the overnight hours tonight. Mostly cloudy skies. Watch out for some areas of some isolated showers developing, especially after midnight, with some fairly humid conditions overall. 62 to 66 degrees across the region this evening, with some light winds still continuing from the south between 5 and 10 miles per hour. Take a look at futurecast. Rest of the evening hours into the day on Saturday. This is 8 o'clock this evening. We're definitely starting to notice an increase in those clouds across the region as our temperatures are falling down to the mid-70s right around sunset. But then going into the harder overnight hours just after midnight, we're starting to see some isolated showers develop across areas of northwestern Maryland. We're still fairly dry for the most part here on Delmarva, but that will change once we get into the morning hours on Saturday, where we're going to be looking at more of the way of precipitation breaking out for areas of northern Maryland and northern Delmarva. Now, we're still going to be looking at some passing showers as we wake up tomorrow morning, with temperatures already into the lower 70s. But by the time we get into the afternoon hours, we're definitely going to be starting to see more of the way of some scattered showers moving across areas of Delmarva, with our temperatures getting right near 80 degrees. And then by the evening hours, we may get a small little bit of a break in that precipitation, still dealing with some fairly cloudy skies overall as our temperatures are falling back to near 70 degrees at sunset. But then going into Saturday night into Sunday, we're going to be starting to see more of an increase in those showers once again, with those temperatures falling into the mid-60s. Take a look at a Saturday forecast overall. We're going to be looking at some scattered showers off and on throughout the day, with some little bit cooler temperatures too, of only 78 to 82 degrees. And these winds will still be continuing from the south between 5 and 10 miles per hour. Take a look at the allergy index for Saturday across the region. We're looking at some medium conditions, 5.8 out of 12 on our scale. And we had 2 new pollens to the list. Still, the top pollen allergen right now is grass pollen, but we'd also add walnut and oak to the mix as well. Now we're going to switch gears and take a look at that beach forecast for Saturday, beginning with the Atlantic. Scattered showers, 74 degrees, winds from the south at 5 to 10 miles per hour with seas of around 2 feet. And we do have the UV index right around 8 for the afternoon hours. Then looking at the Delaware Bay, scattered showers, 74 degrees, winds from the southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour with seas of less than 1 foot expected. And then the Chesapeake Bay, scattered showers, 75 degrees, winds from the south of about 5 miles per hour with some seas of less than 1 foot expected on the Chesapeake Bay region. Now, once we get into the overnight hours tomorrow night, still going to be dealing with some scattered showers and another fairly mild night ahead as well, 64 to 68 degrees. But the winds will be calming down just a little bit from the south at about 5 miles per hour. Taking a sneak peek into Sunday, though, we're going to be looking at more of the way of some scattered showers, but we could be seeing a few embedded thunderstorms as well, with temperatures right where they should be for this time of year, 80 to 85 degrees, with some light winds from the south, still continuing at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Now, as we take a look at that extended outlook, well, we do have this rain chances going into this weekend. Temperatures should be right where they should be for this time of year, into the lower 80s. But once we start the new work week going into Monday, we're going to be warming things up to almost 90 degrees. But we do have some drier conditions in store as well as going into Tuesday and Wednesday. But we're going to drop a few degrees back into the low and mid 80s. And then our next rain chances will be towards the end of next week on both Thursday and Friday, with a 40% chance of some scattered showers and temperatures right near 85.
Thank you, Hunter. Coming up, the winners of the Denrec Annual Youth Fishing Tournament has been announced. The full story when we come back. Well, Denrec has announced the winners of this year's Natural Resource Police 36th Annual Youth Fishing Tournament. It's the first time in 2 years due to COVID that the tournament was held last weekend, with 6 on-site weight masters at 3 locations across the state, 1 in each county. Denrec says over 200 youth anglers participated in this year's event. The overall winner and champion this year was Ona Crowley, age 13 of Clayton, who caught nearly 19 pounds of fish at Lumps Pond, including the biggest fish of the tournament, a 12.1-pound carp. Wow. This year's county winners and the overall statewide winner will be invited to a special trophy presentation on Governor's Day at the 2022 Delaware State Fair in Harrington. You can see the full list of winners on our website at tvdelmarva.com, and something tells me that they are hooked for life.
Weather Classroom is sponsored by No Nonsense Office Machines, committed to providing quality products and services with over 15 years of experience here in Sussex County. All right, ladies and gentlemen, today's weather lesson we will be talking about frontogenesis. Now, frontogenesis is a term describing the formation of a weather front or regeneration and intensification of an existing one. The necessary conditions for frontogenesis are: 1. A temperature gradient. There must be a temperature difference between 2 air masses. No frontogenesis takes place around the equator, where the air masses are very similar in temperature. Number 2 will be the convergence of air masses. Now, the air masses must be converging or attempting to occupy the same space. Now, the convergence of air masses is an area of low pressure that forms in the northern hemisphere. Air flows towards the low and rises. Because the rotation of the earth, the winds will flow in an anti-clockwise direction around and into the area of low pressure. The warmer air from the south and the cool air from the north will be pulled towards the low. The boundary between the 2 air masses is also known as a front. Now, the sharpening of a front is the effect of convergence towards the front. It's generally narrow the transition zone between the adjacent air masses. In other words, to sharpen the front, agostrophic wind components directed towards the front on both sides bring the isotherms closer together. The intervening air masses are then squeezed upwards, and the transitional zone becomes narrower and the front so-called sharpens. The sharpens of the front is the maintaining against the natural tendency towards the diffuse mixing of the air in each of its air masses, which in all, it creates a stronger forcing along the front and creates heavier precipitation that gets squeezed out between these converging air masses.
All right, one last check of the forecast for this weekend with Hunter.
Well, if you're thinking about heading to Ocean City this weekend for the air show, make sure to bring an umbrella and that rain jacket, because both on Saturday and Sunday will feature some scattered showers, but the better chance for some isolated thunderstorms will be on Sunday. But the good news is we do have nice, comfortable temperatures regardless, into the lower 80s on both days, but even warmer weather is on the way for next week, where we get into near that summer-like warmth that we expect for this time of year.
All right, thank you, Hunter, and thank you for tuning in to TV Delmarva, Channel 14 News. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook at TV Delmarva and our website, tvdelmarva.com, for real-time news and updates throughout the day. I'm Jonathan Mastrat reporting and reminding you that your mental health is just as important, so take care of yourself and have a great weekend.